Hello again, YouTube. We're in some little town, Arden, Arkansas, middle of nowhere. It's just north of Texarkana. We're out here, good old milepost 765. Got a KTR450. Gonna do a little in-service, maybe a couple repairs. Following some deer tracks. Anyway, they're down here working, replacing ties. So we're gonna see if we can get down here to them and watch them get some work done. Give you a little rundown on how the machine works. Stick around. Apologize for the noise. Anyway. This is the inserter, grapple claw, bell jack, this size is so bad. Has two fuel tanks mounted around on the front. One identical to that one on the other side. It's a simple little machine. It's similar to, but not the same as this is a Nordco Trip. Does the exact same process. Just a little bit bigger and more powerful machine. Trip machines have two tie arms. Knott's Kershaw 450 only has one tie arm. But it has a turntable so you can spin it around and work it either side. see in here. Day is done. Looking around. Got your wipers, lights, E-pump, turntable lock up and down, filter minders, lock and unlock for the work head, work travel brake mode, crank and run valve. So this, you have it in the crank mode, and the pumps have unloaded. No functions are going to work, like not under pressure at least. Flip that, now I can work functions. It basically just sets the pump into an unload so that you can start the engine. You got your hydraulic, low level, high temp warning, low air pressure gauge, fuel gauge, Murphy display, engine controls. Here's your functions for your joysticks. As you can see, you have your left jack up, right jack up, left jack down, right jack down, clamps release, and then these 3 trigger buttons in here are raise, trap, which is basically jack down on both sides. Then your left joystick has work head up and down, tilt, tie tilt, in and out, or up and down. On this side you got your tie clamp and release. Trigger is your extractor fast speed, and then your work head pivot up and down, and your tie extractor in and out for your right joystick. So, as you can see your joysticks, 2 buttons on this front, 3 buttons on the inside. They all 3 do the exact same thing. You have your horn, parking brake, your controls enable, and your emergency stop. So it is pushed in, nothing works, or it's not supposed to. Oh, we're gonna have to look at that. That may only have to do with your electrical. Because these functions technically work on a pilot system. So, you have your in and out for your extractor, that's low speed. And then when you squeeze the trigger, it goes faster. If I go with the trigger, it goes slower. That's 1 speed for in, 2 speeds for out. Okay, so you got your propel forward and reverse, and your air brake. On your left joystick, you have your jack up and down on your left and your right, and then simultaneous up and down on this one and your triggers. So this is your jack. Let's see if I can get it. Let's take the work head down. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there's your jack. That's simultaneous. I can go up or down with the left, up and down with the right. That way when you drop it down, you set it on the rail. It's hard to see from in here. Let's see if I can get a little better view over here. And then when I press down at the same time, it'll grab and start jacking up the rail. I'm not going to do it a lot because this is not our track and we're in a hole. So then you press this button, they both go up at the same time. Lift the work head back up. Work head up and down. There's your tie extractor, you can pivot it, and then on this side you can open and close it, and then your up and down is your pivot for your work head, because sometimes you need to have a different angle. So in this, you open your tie, you lower your head down, pull your extractor in, you grab a tie. I'm not going to grab the tie. And then you'd extract after you jacked up the track. So you grab your tie. Actually, you know what? Let's do it the right way. Let's lower this down. You clamp onto the rail, push this button here, pick up the rail just a little bit. You grab your tie, which I'm going to let go of it, and then you'd extract your tie, like so. And open it up again, come in, you grab it again, you pull it all the way out, like so, and then you let it go, and then you squeeze the trigger, pick that up, raise your work head up, and you move forward and drop it, grab a new tie, back up, and stuff it back in the hole. Then you're done, pivot down until that tab lines up with the top of that tab, like so. Then you come up with your work head until it bottoms out, and then you reach up here and you lock it, and then you verify that it locked. Check your cylinder, make sure it's locked, good to go. Make sure that your work head's all the way in. Doesn't matter if you open or close your tie grappler. You got wipers here and at the top. Wiper on the back of the window so you can see where you're going behind you. Look outside, you have your engine fuel water separator, fuel filter, hydraulic filter. I think that's hydraulic filter. Nope, that is engine oil filter, excuse me, remote engine oil filter. There's your pumps, hydraulic oil sight glass, return filter. There's a pressure filter on the outside, and then you also have an E-pump right there too. A little loud out there, so I guess I'll just go from in here. You know what? We'll walk around the machine so I can point out all this stuff to you after we shut her down. So to shut it down, you disable your controls, flip it back into crank mode, turn it off. Come outside, so I'll go over it again. You can hear that little whine. That's a def doser, but you have to wait for it to go off. So, fuel filter, fuel water separator, oil filter. I believe that has all your controls, propel, and everything else, and that is your cooler / air conditioner. Oh, excuse me. That is all your controls, functions, and everything, and that is your cooler / air conditioner. Electric E-pump, return filter, sight glass, quite full, breather, air filter for the engine, access port, air dryer, purge tank. You can hear the little doser motor here, right here. What's leaking? Oh, somebody overfilled it. It's all spilled down there. Or is that an overflow? Yep, that's an overflow. You overfilled it. It's coming out of the overfill. Just like all the other machines, your circuit breakers, 135 to the emergency pump, 50 amp to the cab, 30 amp to the radio. Now that's off. Turn off the master switch. Backup camera. Got your def tank. Ace will blow out his radiator tomorrow. Batteries are in here. Let's close that up for him. There's supposed to be a bolt in that. Just lost it. Let's see if we can't get him out of the bolt. Vision air conditioner. Cabin air filter. It's had a few leaks. We've been working on tightening them up. The big one right up here has been leaking for a few days. Not being this bigger connection in the back right here. Very difficult to get to. You take all these lines out, hold it, tighten it, put it all back together. It says 90-gallon capacity. Unlike the regulator, this means 90 gallons between the two tanks, not individually. Pressure filter for your functions. This, we use this on our tie cranes as well. This is your series parallel valve, which is used for making it go between work and travel speeds on your propel system. Basically, it makes it series or parallel flow through the motors. Either it flows through them one after the other, like flows into one motor, out of that motor into the other motor, or flows both motors parallel at the same time. Cannot remember exactly the function of that valve. Give me a moment, I might remember it later. Looks like a relief valve, honestly. Let's see if we follow it up. Goes to the head up and down. Yep, that is a relief valve for the head up and down. I guess that's to make sure that when you lower your work head, you don't break the rail or jack the whole machine up. This actually had a broken wire when we got here, and the faster extraction mode would not actually work. So we had to put a new pin on that wire and put it in there, and that's why this is not quite even. Thinking about cutting that short, making it even, because it's kind of bugging me. But the customer's happy with it, so that's all that's important. So, just like all of our other valves, you can manually stroke these valves here and here. At these little 9mm sections. These little pieces on the top, a lot of people ask me from time to time, what are those? Well, that is a limit. You can limit how far that valve can move in and out, so that you can limit the speed of something, or make it so that it can't stroke all the way to the end, so that it kind of slows it down a little bit. It's not something we normally do, but there are a few machines that we will adjust those in on. And we use the same, I've called them node blocks, junction block, distribution block. We use that on a lot of equipment. Big propel chain down here, sprocket. Goes to the axle. Let's see if we can get the axles. Propel chain there. Axles go all the way across. These should have insulator bushings inside there and one big castle nut. Same style brake that's on a tie crane. Single pad, regular chamber just like everything else. And you know, at least the guy's been greasing it. We'll get some paper towels and clean that off for him. Got lubrication points on each end. As you can see in the video, that slides in and out, keeps the hoses from rubbing things. All the rest of the stuff is all hard lines, as much as they could. So yeah, that is a tie inserter. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, appreciate you watching my video. Hope you guys stay safe out there. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.